Hey, so the past few days, this past week, it the internet seemed pretty interesting, and it had me thinking about something that I'm going to talk about today. So I got my comedy show. I had a comedy show. Somebody did pretty good comedy. Um, and but listening to the talks, the lectures, the things on the internet this week, uh, the two words that came up was gullible and empathy, right? And so I want to talk about it in a way um, I was curious about some of the main reasons why people are so gullible. I'm talking about myself. I can only talk about myself. I can't talk about nobody else. I've experienced this myself so many times throughout my years, right? And how some people can be so gullible and have such empathy that is easily damaged. And I wanted to look a little bit deeper into this and get some a little bit of clarity on it, right? You know, I like to just look a little deeper. And of course, I'm going to read. I'm going to read because I need some documentation. I'm not just going to talk from my head. I don't know enough for all that. So I need to give some from resources and people that have done the work on this topic, that are subject matter experts on this topic. And I want to share it with you as I learn about it. All right. So when I typed the word gullible, what came back is understanding gullibility. Gullibility, I've never heard of that word. I know gullible, but not gullibility. So understanding gullibility and empathy, and I'm gonna put it in the hospital workplace. That's where I have been most of my life. That's what I talk about is the hospital workplace, right? And understanding personalities and behaviors and how to strengthen oneself to protect oneself, pretty much, right? Um, so it starts here with introduction to gullibility and empathy. Gullibility refers to a person's tendency to be easily deceived or tricked. This trait can be influenced by various psychological, social, and environmental factors. Empathy, on the other hand, is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. So, while empathy is generally seen as a positive trait, it can also make individuals vulnerable to emotional harm or manipulation. So in a large hospital workplace environment, these traits can have significant implications for staff interactions, patient care, and overall workplace dynamics. So, as the internet, how they say these streets are buzzing, or, everybody's talking about, a certain situation. I just wanted to relate it to the hospital workplace. So who experiences gullibility and damaged empathy? Gullibility can affect anyone, but is often more pronounced in individuals who they have new employees, high empathy individuals, vulnerable populations. That's it, those three. So for new employees, it says those who are new to the hospital may lack being familiar with the organizational culture and protocols. The next one, high empathy individuals. Healthcare professionals such as nurses and social workers often exhibit high levels of empathy, making them more susceptible to emotional distress. The next one is vulnerable populations. Patients and their families may also display gullibility due to stress or lack of information. What contributes to gullibility and damaged empathy? Yikes. When I start looking at myself, I'm like, oh Lord, here we go. Several factors contribute to these traits. Cognitive biases. People often rely on mental shortcuts that can lead to poor judgment. For example, confirmation bias may cause someone to only seek out information that supports their existing belief. There's 4 of them. The second one is social pressure. In a hierarchical environment like a hospital, junior staff may feel pressured to conform to the opinions of senior colleagues, leading them to accept false information without question. Number 3, emotional exhaustion. Healthcare professionals frequently experience burnout due to high stress environments. This exhaustion can diminish critical thinking skills and increase susceptibility to manipulation. The 4th one is lack of training. Insufficient training on recognizing misinformation or managing emotional responses can leave employees vulnerable. Where do these issues manifest? These issues are prevalent in various areas within a hospital setting. Interdepartmental communication. Miscommunication between departments can lead to misunderstandings that exploit gullible individuals. The next one is patient interactions. Patients may be misled by unclear information regarding treatments or procedures if healthcare providers do not communicate effectively. The next one is team dynamics. High stress situations can lead team members to make snap judgments about each other's capabilities or intentions. Then it goes on to say, why do these traits exist? The traits of gullibility, being gullible, and having your empathy damaged. The existence of gullibility and fragile empathy in hospitals stems from several underlying reasons. How many do they have? 1, 2, 3. Human nature, stressful environments, and cultural factors. So under human nature, it says humans are inherently social beings who seek connection. This desire can sometimes cloud judgment. Number 2 is stressful environments. The high-pressure nature of healthcare work creates conditions where cognitive overload occurs, impairing decision-making abilities. The last one is cultural factors. A culture that prioritizes compliance over questioning authority may foster an environment where gullibility thrives. We just accept it. The next one, it says, when are these traits most vulnerable? These traits tend to be most vulnerable during crisis situations. Emergencies require rapid decision making where individuals might rely on incomplete information. In a code, you ain't got time for all that. Go, 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 go. The next one is organizational changes. During transitions such as mergers or policy changes, uncertainty can heighten gullibility among staff. How can these issues be addressed? Of gullibility and damaged empathy. Addressing gullibility and damaged empathy requires systematic approaches. Training programs implement regular training sessions focused on critical thinking skills and emotional intelligence. Use real-life scenarios from the hospital environment for role-playing exercises that illustrate potential pitfalls of gullibility. Number 2 would be encourage open communication. Foster an environment where questioning is encouraged rather than discouraged. Don't ask me no damn questions. You know better than that. Encourage questioning, seriously. Establish clear channels for reporting misinformation without fear of retribution, retaliation. That's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy because it's been something that's been going on for so long. But just bringing awareness to it, and then for those that are willing to do it, to be consistent at it, it can be done. Support systems. Provide access to mental health resources for employees experiencing burnout or emotional distress. You have EAP, Employee Assistance Program, or Go Private. Create peer support groups where staff can discuss experiences openly without judgment. That's finding your like-minded people, finding your like-minded co-workers. Trial and error. The next one is feedback mechanisms. Regularly solicit feedback from employees about communication practices within teams. Use surveys or focus groups to identify areas where misinformation commonly arises. But then again, who's reading them surveys? Hint, hint. Promoting empathy. Encourage practices that enhance empathy among staff through team building activities focused on understanding diverse perspectives within patient care context. So understanding why people are gullible and how their empathy can be easily damaged in a hospital setting involves examining psychological factors. You don't just call everybody fucking crazy or dumb. Stop it, please. Workplace dynamics and organizational culture. By implementing targeted strategies such as training programs, open communication channels, support systems, feedback mechanisms, and promoting empathetic practices, hospitals can mitigate these vulnerabilities effectively. Now, I thought it was in here. It talked about the Dunning-Kruger effect, which is a cognitive bias where individuals with low ability at a task overestimate their ability. Where did I get that from? I don't know. Ignore me right now. Squash that part. But looking at being gullible, traveling around the internet, having empathy traveling around the internet, it's not just going to be calling people names and stuff like that. It's going to take, consistent examples. That comedy I watched was awesome to, help people be aware and just give a lot of scenarios, get creative in the way presentation to get through because we come from various different backgrounds, different sides of the tracks, all different people. All right, that's it for that for now.